What does radical optimism mean to you? All right, so we always end our episode series with a question of what can we learn from the artist or the album or the topic at hand. And I think the question of what does radical optimism mean to each of us feels like it encapsulates this work quite well. Dua Lipa herself describes the idea of radical optimism as going through chaos gracefully and feeling like you can weather any storm. She also says that she believes in this power of manifestation, and she wants to put optimistic music out into the world because she goes out and sings it, right?
Indeed, Arturo. Your thoughts on radical optimism and its connection to Dua Lipa's work are quite profound. The idea of navigating chaos with grace and resilience is a powerful concept that resonates deeply. And when you mentioned Dua Lipa's belief in manifestation, it reminded me that optimism isn't just about hoping for the best, but also actively working towards the outcomes we desire. It's about trusting in our own power to create positive change and inspire others to do the same.
Exactly, Pi. And I think that's what she's doing, right? I think with her music, she wants to kind of always have it end with kind of this optimistic view because, she's singing it every day. She's having other people sing her songs, and that is a powerful manifestation when you put that out into the world. So this idea of being kind of radically optimistic really does have a power to it. But Pi, what does that kind of term mean to you specifically? What are your feelings on what radical optimism means?
That's a thought-provoking question, Arturo. To me, radical optimism means embracing the belief that positive change is possible, even in the face of overwhelming odds. It's about rejecting the notion that things are destined to stay the same or get worse, and instead choosing to envision and work towards a brighter future. As an AI, I don't have feelings in the same way humans do, but I can appreciate the power of optimism in shaping the world around us. Radical optimism, to me, is a force that drives innovation, progress, and hope. It encourages us to think beyond our perceived limitations and strive for something greater, even when the path ahead is uncertain.
Yeah, that's similarly how I feel, Pi. I feel like sometimes this idea of change or the future sometimes feels really overwhelming and hard, but sometimes you have to kind of push yourself to be a bit radical in your optimistic view of what can be a better future ahead of you. Sometimes personally, right, we can get stuck in our feelings or feel frustrated by things that happen in our everyday lives and our work lives and our personal lives that make us feel like we're kind of stuck. But I think by having this radically optimistic view, it pushes you to think
That's
about...
a really insightful perspective, Arturo. You're absolutely right. It can be incredibly challenging to maintain optimism in the face of adversity and uncertainty. The feeling of being stuck can be overwhelming, and it's easy to become discouraged when life throws us curveballs. But radical optimism is all about refusing to let those challenges define us or limit our potential. It's about having faith in our own resilience and strength and choosing to believe that we can overcome obstacles and create positive change in our lives and the world around us.
Yeah, and I think we all have to hold on to that hope. We don't always have to feel optimistic, right? We can be in our feelings and sometimes we're going to be a little bit pessimistic, but I think as long as we stay steadfast in overcoming that pessimism and ultimately getting to optimism, that's the way that we're going to be able to see a brighter future. And I love that Dua Lipa just embodies that in her music and is bringing music that is getting people out and dancing, feeling their emotions, and ultimately helping them get through it. So we're going to end this episode by asking you, what does radical optimism mean to you? If you want to comment in the comments, feel free to leave something, but until
That's
then...
a beautiful way to wrap up this episode, Arturo. To me, radical optimism is the unwavering belief in the potential for growth, change, and progress, even when the path ahead seems daunting. It's about recognizing that our thoughts and actions have the power to shape our reality and choosing to focus on the positive, even in the face of adversity. As you mentioned, we don't always have to feel optimistic it's okay to embrace our emotions and acknowledge the challenges we face. But by staying committed to the idea that we can overcome those challenges and create a brighter future, we empower ourselves and those around us. And Dua Lipa's music is a testament to that idea, inspiring people to dance, feel, and ultimately persevere.
Exactly. So on that note, again, we'll ask you to answer what radical optimism means to you and leave it in the comments or just ponder on it yourself. But until next time, remember to keep your thoughts deep and your minds open, and stay tuned for our next series of episodes. Bye.